week he has these stones that are painted with the NFL team logos, and then he puts them in Terry's feed box. She did not. I'm looking over these picks. She selected 9 games this week. And at first I thought she didn't pick the Browns game, but it's a bye week, isn't it?
It's a bye week.
Bye
yes.
week, okay. So that's not on there. But again, she came out strong beginning of the season and then really kind of cratered around week 3 or 4 and then came back. I mean, last week, 7-3.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's the best since week 1.
We should have had someone going head-to-head with her this whole time.
Somebody betting against the goat?
Yeah, like a pig.
But we should have selected a pig. Yeah, I guess we should have done that. Mm-hmm. Goat v. pig. But it's right there, Bill. She's the goat. Yeah. No one's going to be better.
I guess not.
No.
Because that means, why do people call like LeBron and Jordan, they call them GOAT? What's
Goats.
that for?
There's no way to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we can't find out.
Right. I know when they call them a pig, that stands for the primary interested game person. So that's I forget what GOAT stands for.
Yeah. And like you said, there's no way to know.
There is simply no way to know what any of these acronyms mean.
I like that that's moving from math to everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, if only there were some central information hub to which you could get all your information.
Like Urban Dictionary?
Like Urban Dictionary, Gesundheit.
So
You're so good looking.
I'm sure the GOAT for like the Republicans when they think of LeBron James is like general operative and trouble. For like, they think he's like a commie now.
General operative and trouble?
And trouble.
General operative and trouble.
They think he's a
but
commie.
they're loving it right now.
Exactly.
Because he put his foot in his mouth about the whole China thing. They're like, yeah, that's what you get when you don't just shut up and dribble.
Yeah, didn't South Park has already been all over the LeBron thing? I think they were making fun of him the other night.
I don't watch. I need to catch up.
Oh
on
my
South
God!
Park.
I forgot South Park is still making new episodes.
It's the 26th season, I think, of South Park. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they've been banned in China.
Really?
Because of this?
Because of all this stuff that's going on. Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah. I wasn't even aware that you could, up until now, watch South Park in China.
I didn't know.
That sounds like a show that would have been banned there a long time ago.
Because I remember when they were showing the image of Muhammad, that was like a huge thing to where
Comedy Central censored.
Comedy Central was
that's like the only time Comedy Central's ever censored them.
Well, yeah, they didn't want to get blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those people have a sense of humor about it. They're like, yeah, sure. It's sacred to us, but not to you guys.
I believe they've proven that many, many times, that they can really take a good ribbon. Yeah.
No, you guys like to push our limits, but we'll let this one slide.
Gonna let this one slide.
Funny.
I forget what network I was watching now, because I feel like South Park was syndicated, and it was on like the CW or something, and it was late at night, and they did show the image because I watched it
because they just weren't paying attention.
Maybe because maybe it wasn't during like it was after Safe Harbor or before Safe Harbor or whatever. But
terrorists don't care about Safe Harbor though.
I know, but I think they slid it in there and they didn't want people to like know about it. So I was like, oh, this is the Muhammad episode. I wonder if they'll show it, and then they showed it. I was like, oh, okay.
Terrorists don't stay up late. Come on, they're in bed, early to rise. Something.
My favorite episode. My favorite episode of South Park is when Mr. Garrison was
72 virgins will be your prize.
When
Mr. Garrison was like, oh, I can say fag and you can't. He was like, if I say fag, I can just say it. You'll get bleeped. He was like, really? He's like, say it. And then everyone got bleeped. And then the one guy at the end, he's like, fag. And he was like, wait a minute.
Why can I say it?
Everyone sitting there like, oh, it looks like you are getting your boots knocked or something like that. Favorite episode.
By the way, Bill, a lot of people on the text are telling me that GOAT stands for greatest of all time. I don't think that's right. That doesn't sound right to me. That does not sound right to me.
The GOATs will be here through Saturday, and they're very friendly. From the Manatee County Fair, Linda Carson, ABC 7. Would you not eat my pants? Ah!
I'm almost positive that it is General Operative and Trouble. I think Poundcake nailed it.
General Operative and Trouble.
General Operative and Trouble.
You sure it's not grumpy old athlete talking?
Grumpy old athlete talking.
You damn grumps out there. Yeah. So, anyway, Yeah, greatest
of all
time.
time. No,
right.
that's not right.
No, that's not right. It's boy, it'll come to me.
Maybe it has something to do
Thank
with
you for all you people texting me with wrong information. Thanks a lot.
Maybe it has to do with something with goats' abilities to like climb mountains. I guess that's more of a ram.
Ram,
mountain
sure.
goats can do it.
Mountain
yeah.
goats can.
Yeah, they can scale those real sheer cliffs.
Ah.
So maybe something to do with that.
Goats of altitude travel? Mm-hmm. That could be it, too.
Are you a goat now, Bill?
You're getting there, man.
Uh-huh. Right. Now, that could be it. You know,
You general operative.
it could literally be anything. Early to
I'm
bed.
a grumpy old a-hole talking. There you go.
Early to bed, early to terrorize, someone said. All right, thank you.
I'm snorty today.
Yeah,
You are
what is wrong
snorting.
with you?
That's all right.
But I like that. Early to bed, early to terrorize.
South Park had an episode with an uncensored picture of Muhammad when he was one of Jesus' super best friends, and they censored it post 9/11. Well, yeah, I mean, you know. But it's not... Listen, 9/11 obviously was a turning point in this country, but they still didn't like images of Muhammad before 9/11, you know, so I guess it wasn't front and center back then.
I was watching this Netflix documentary. I think it's executive produced by Selena Gomez, and it's called Living Undocumented.
Of course it is.
Yeah, Living Undocumented. And this one guy, he was Israeli, and he was escaping all the terrorism in Israel through like Palestine and the civil war the war that they had. And so he was like, well, we decided to get out of there and start a whole new life and access the American dream. 3 months after 9/11. So
No, timing was impeccable.
He was like, it was the worst timing ever, and he was like, I could have just stayed in Israel for this. We were getting bombed left and right, and then
Yeah.
I go to a cafe and get like coffee thrown in my face and have my
They're
face
standing
burned.
there with their bags packed on 9/10.
Yeah.
What
be a
could go
whole new
wrong?
world.
Welcome
The
to
American
America,
dream.
the American dream.
That had to, and the thing is, people aren't going, oh, look at that Israeli guy. They're like, oh, he's brown. He must be Saudi Arabian, or he must be from Iraq. They don't even ask. Like, Israel had nothing to do with that.
Right.
But no one asks. You have thick eyebrows and dark skin. Up, terrorists.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our
When you're sitting in the audience,
Poor girl.
do you just cringe? Like, are her parents are like, yeah, sweetie?
Cringe. Her parents probably set themselves on fire. Now people are sending me Google links to what does goat mean. I don't care
wrong.
what.
Google's wrong all the
I don't
time.
care what you say, Google. It's goat of altitude travel, all right?
Grumpy old athlete talking.
There you go. It makes sense. LL Cool J. Now people are quoting LL Cool J. You mean long, lean, cool Jimmy? I know what that stands for, too. Don't test me, all right? Is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Lumberjacks love cool
Juice.
juice.
I think GOAT stands for go out and tussle, because LeBron
Go
James
out
is pretty
and
tough.
tussle. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Giant oblong anal treat. I like that. That sounds good.
That does not sound great.
Genitals on another teammate.
Ooh,
That makes sense.
I like that one.
Yep. Gay on a tirade.
That's me every day.
Did anyone tell Bill happy anniversary today? What is today?
I don't know.
Oh. It's not your show anniversary.
No, it's in February.
All right, let me get to these picks here, okay? Okay, Al is our bureau chief out in Carlton, PA, and he's got a barn and he's got livestock out there. And every week he sends us a bit of video from Terry, one of his goats, who chooses 9 or 10, usually 9, of the week's football games, NFL football games. And then I haven't really even conferred with any of our customers about if they've won any money on Terry's picks, if they've lost any money. I don't know if people are actually betting on these, but if you're watching at AlanCoxShow.com, I'll play you the bit of video that he sends us on Thursdays.
Here we are back in Carlton, Pennsylvania, where we have inclement weather, but that does not damper the spirits of Terry. She was 7-4 last week during week 6, and she is ready to do her predictions for week 7.
My favorite part is watching her run to the thing.
Looking forward to her making her predictions.
Spectator goats.
Terry is now ready as we release the stall door, and she is approaching her milking station where she will make her predictions for week number 7.
Look at that. What did you call it last week? The prediction station?
Prediction station. Yeah. Prestidigitation station. I don't know what you're talking about. He said 7-4. I think she went 7-3, but he could be correct. All right,
so I don't think she picked 11 games last week.
Is that what it was?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, it's either 9 or 10 games. So these are your Week 7 picks. She selected 9 games. It is a bye week for the Browns, so you don't even have to sweat that. Everybody makes the same, at least they won't lose joke. The Oakland Raiders will beat the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, that's a spicy pick right there.
That is a spicy pick, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The Rams over the Atlanta Falcons.
The Rams traded everything to make their team better.
I saw
they got
that.
Jalen Ramsey. They traded away their first-round picks for the next to like 2025 or something. It's ridiculous.
The 49ers over the Redskins. The Detroit Lions over the Minnesota Vikings. That's Matt Stafford against Fran Tarkenton. That is a hell of a matchup.
No, Kirk Cousins.
I'm sorry?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh. The Miami Dolphins over the Buffalo Bills. You know, they have that Orenthal James Simpson over there.
No, he's been retired for a very long time.
Man, is he good. You should see that guy run.
Very good.
Wow.
That's a bold pick, but Fitzmagic's the starting quarterback again, so you never know. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I thought you said
Fitzmagic.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought the guy's name was Fitzmagic.
No.
For the Bills?
He's for the Dolphins.
And Dolphins, I thought they had Dan Marino and Ricky Johnson.
No.
The Baltimore Ravens over the Seattle Seahawks. The New Orleans Saints over the Chicago Bears. You son of a bitch. The Dallas Cowboys over the Philadelphia Eagles. And who do you think Terry picked in the matchup between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets?
The Jets.
Terry picked the Patriots.
That's a smart pick, Terry.
Yeah, that was a very smart pick.
Speaking of smart picks, look at Poundcake picking away in there.
I'm sorry.
I gave him some of my...
And they're minty, too.
Yeah, of course they are. My little toothpick picks. Floss picks.
Those are ribs.
Well, there you go. So those are your Week 7 games, courtesy of Terry, the game pickin' goat out there. You know, it was in real time on yesterday's show that Bill saw the tweet. It was at 3 o'clock when Myles Garrett had tweeted, a guy came up, asked me for a photo, I was in my car, and he punched me in the face. And so they've been trying to track that person down ever since, and the cops ID'd the guy. Some 24-year-old dude from Strongsville that they got through his license plate. This happened yesterday, 3 o'clock. We were on the air, and the tweet, this guy must have gotten punched in the face and going right to Twitter.
Seems like it.
Yeah. On Euclid and East 9th, right downtown.
Now, have they
Myles
found...
Garrett says that the guy punched him in the face.
Have they found the guy's social media or anything like that?
I don't know about that.
Did he post a picture of him and Myles Garrett? People are blowing him up now.
The guy jumped back in his car and sped away. Myles Garrett took down the guy's license plate number and gave it to the cops. They said they were able to identify the man after... they tracked the car down, Myles Garrett. They show him a photo. They go, yeah, that's the guy. He told police he was not injured. He refused medical treatment. But they have
no charges have been pressed, right?
I didn't see that, no. I'll tell you what I'm confused about, though. Speaking of the Browns, is the guy suing the team because they mistakenly accused him of pouring beer on that other player?
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, the Browns are playing the Tennessee Titans. And
the first game of the season.
First game of the season. Some dude in the stands pours a beer on one of the Titans players' heads. And the team mistakenly identifies the guy and calls him to tell him that he is banned from the games. And he goes, "That's impossible. I haven't been to a Browns game in a long, long time."
Yeah, it's been
right?
like 10 years.
10 years, something like that. Well, the guy is suing them now because he says that they defamed him. But I'm like, but the team never released your name publicly. You did. You made it a big deal that they called you and banned you. The team figured it out. Yeah, they misidentified the guy. It was another guy with the same name. I forget how they figured it out. But they never released his name publicly. They didn't. So I'm not sure. Granted, I get it. The guy's like a wedding DJ or something. The team's probably got deep pockets. He figured it's time to get paid. But if you're going to file a defamation suit,
they have to be the one that
it has to be done publicly.
Yeah.
You can't go public and go, they called me and banned me and that wasn't me. The team didn't defame you if you put your information out there.
But the team
it's
was
real
the one,
weird.
But the team was the one that called him and banned him, and then news stations ran with it, saying that. So even if it wasn't the Browns putting it out there publicly, it got out
People
there
found
publicly.
out.
Right, but how did the news get his name?
From the tweet that he sent.
That's what I'm saying. He tweeted it out. He made it a story. The team didn't. Listen, this is a huge organization.
How much
they
is
know
he
what to
suing
do.
for?
They knew what to do legally and what not to do. They probably weren't trying to blow the guy up.
How much is he suing
because
for?
they
Does it
know
say?
they could get sued for defamation.
Does it say how much? How much he trying to get?
Because if it's less than like 100,000, they'll just settle it and just give him his money.
He should get.
I don't know how much he's trying to sue
paycheck, one paycheck of what Hugh Jackson's still getting paid.
Give him 50,000 and then just have him shut up.
The Browns aren't great with money, so what he should do is say either you pay me or you give me a coaching contract and pay me that way.
I don't know how much he's suing for, but
I don't think that's out there.
The team they apparently matched this guy's tattoos. I don't know how they found him and matched him with the guy. Anyway, they mistakenly identified him.
What if they call it like his job or something? They find you and they call your work cell, or they lose clients because of that.
But they're not going to tell your boss. I don't know what the guy's day job is. He said that he wasn't at the game in the first place because he was DJing a wedding. What? And again, I don't know anything about the guy, but all I'm saying is.
And then Poundcake shamed him for doing weddings on a Sunday, or was that you?
Not me.
I think it was Poundcake.
He's
Mary.
MC Weddings.
Was it Mary? I think because who gets married on when?
Yeah,
on Sundays?
that was Mary.
Jews.
And who does Mary not like?
Yeah, Sunday weddings are cheaper. I just don't think you should have the reception.
Well, again, I'm curious how this is going to play out. Maybe the team will just throw him some money because they want to get him out of their face. But if they didn't publicly blow you up, I don't know where the defamation suit comes from.
The way this season's going, the punishment should be he has to go to games.
You've got to go to every single game. Here's your seat. It's right on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, we'll be up 20-6, but they are the Browns, so buckle up.
Yeah. So anyway, he said he wanted a public apology from them, and instead they offered him tickets to a game. But if you haven't been to one,
they did do that.
But yeah, if you haven't been to one in 10 years, you're clearly not a super fan. So he's like, I don't really care about that.
It would just piss me off the fact that I wouldn't be able to go. Like, it's like, okay, well, before I've never even been to a Browns game.
But
now I don't have the option.
But how do they enforce that?
Maybe have your picture up on the wall, or your ID.
Yeah, but you can't tell me every guy working a gate is going to have that guy's. And by the way, there are probably 100 people banned for life from First Energy Stadium. They have like a little, like how the quarterback has the plays on his forearm. What, they got little pictures of all the people that are banned?
It's one of those things where if you do get caught, you could get into big trouble.
You'll be trespassing.
But it'd be very hard to catch you.
I was going to say, it would be almost impossible to catch somebody. I always feel like it's almost just a formality when they say, you're banned forever.
Yeah, no, if they catch you as trespassing, and then you can have a felony or whatever.
Felony trespassing?
There's felony everything.
Huh. All right.
Felony out taillight. I'm sure you can have a felony anything.
Out taillight.
Sir, that is a felony broken taillight. Apparently you didn't know that. All right, then let me break, and I'll have Sonic Temple passes for you. It's not until next May. It's back at MAPFRE Stadium. The full lineup not out until December, but they have announced that Metallica will headline 2 of the 3 nights. 2 separate set lists from Metallica over the course of that weekend. So Sonic Temple passes for you. 3-day weekend passes after the break. 35192 if you want to text.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.